Всем привет, и сегодня мы продолжаем проходить Noire.
Greetings from sunny California. When's it gonna stop?
Когда же она уже закончится? Такие расследования, блин, что-то нудные стали.
Now another body. Come on, you can't keep on telling me there's not a killer still out there.
No, Phelps, all these arrests and the racket are giving you a reputation. You don't want them turning into unsolved.
Getting a vicious killer off the streets is more important than my reputation.
Really?
And besides, landing a big fat marlin is more impressive than an ocean full of minnows.
The minnows maketh the man. You can't always hit home runs. Sometimes you just gotta make first pass.
I'm steeling myself for what I'm about to see.
It'll just be another dead body. We're used to seeing make a dig when we work on homicide fellas.
Место преступления.
Phelps and Galloway, homicide.
Scene is secure. The rest of the patrolmen are going door to door, canvassing for witnesses.
Thanks. Keep me informed.
Will do, Detective.
This looks awfully familiar.
I think that's the impression the boys from the Examiner took with them as well.
There's nothing original under the sun. Why should murder be any different?
What do we have so far?
Not much trace evidence to speak of. Storm blew in around 10 last night, and the rain washed most of it away.
And the body?
Looks like she was tipped out of an automobile from the tire tracks and superficial injuries. Strangled with a length of rope. And for my money, it's triple braid again.
Time of death?
From her temperature, maybe 2 a.m., but it was cold last night.
Usual head injuries.
Blunt force
О,
trauma.
не голая
Knock him
уже.
over the head, then strangle and mutilate. No message with this one.
At least she was left clothed.
I doubt very much he was concerned with her dignity.
The green silk dress is very distinctive. Any sign of her other shoe?
No. And no handbag or other personal effects.
Время смерти. Офигеть, улика. Что тут уже на руке у нее что-то? Ничего нет. Эх. Да что, блин, ничего интересного нету. Короче, можно не осматривать. А это что?
I don't think so.
Не. Следы от машины.
Our driver and our killer are most likely one and the same.
О, а это что такое? $5.
No good to me.
Мог бы себе забрать. Почему это не пригодится? Ну тут даже как-то особо и улик нету. Что-то, может, я еще тут не досмотрел. Вообще ничего нету. Кстати, следы вот, или... Подожди. Или это мы натоптали? Да не, вроде. А, ну может поговорить с кем-то?
I don't know what I can tell you. We'll have to talk later.
А, ну. А ты что скажешь?
Anyone jumps the rope, I'll blitz him. Don't worry.
А, следы.
No drag marks. Killer was moving around, surveying the scene.
Блин, что-то мы не досмотрели, мне кажется, тут. Ну, вроде ж... Ничего нету. А, ну. А это кто?
Detectives, I've been working the houses across the street and up the block. This lady thinks she has something for us.
Detective Phelps, LAPD.
I'm Mrs. Barton, Catherine Barton. I live just across the way.
Так, подозрительные личности.
Did you see anyone around here last night?
Not last night, but yesterday, early evening, I saw that awful hobo.
Бродяга.
Do you have a description?
Tall, gaunt, horribly disfigured. I think he may have had an accident in the war. He's a very scary, angry man.
Any idea where we might find him?
One of the hobo camps around here. He's some kind of hobo leader. They all follow him around.
Thank you, ma'am. You've been a big help.
Of course. Anything I can do to help. I'd hate to think that something so ghastly could happen right here and nothing be done about it.
Лагерь бродяг. Подожди. А где он находится? А, ну стой. Тут позвонить можно. Сейчас позвоним.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Missing persons reports for white females over the last 48 hours.
One moment. We have 3 white females listed as missing, Detective. Myrtle Douglas, 294 Whitmer Street. One Beatrix Rogers of 1152 West 4th Street. And a Mrs. Teresa Terrelson, 43 Emerald Street.
Can you track down reports of hobo camps in the vicinity of Signal Hill?
Just a moment, Detective. There's a large camp under the bridge on Grand between Temple and Sunset.
Thanks, ma'am.
Jesus. Missing persons reports. We're gonna be at this all night.
Сейчас, может, съездим в этот лагерь. Где он находится? Ага, вот он. Недалеко тут. А что это за фигня, я не пойму, блымает. И в прошлой серии я эту хрень видел. Серии будут по часу.
We're looking for a tall man with a disfigured face. You know him?
Huh? What? I fought in 2 wars, you know, son. I think I earned some peace and quiet.
Ah, the bum isn't here.
Look at these people.
We should follow the other lead. These guys can wait.
At least the rain stopped. You can change back into those white bucks now.
Вот куда-то подъезжаем, но я сам не знаю куда. Эмеральд-стрит. Как всегда, все запутано, как и в прошлой серии.
Hello? Yes?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. Is your wife home, sir?
My wife went out last night and she hasn't come home.
Can you describe your wife and what she was wearing?
We were out at a friend's place, Bobby Ross's, for a party. She was kind of dolled up. She had her green silk dress, open-toed white shoes. Those are her favorite shoes.
Can we come in, Mr. Tarleton? I'm afraid we have some rather bad news. Do you have someone who can look after your children, Mr. Tarleton?
I've been trying to arrange a sitter. Look, tell me what's happened.
I'm afraid your wife was murdered last night. Her body was found this morning. We're very sorry for your loss. I know this is a difficult time, Mr. Tarleton, but we are going to need you to answer some questions. First, we're going to take a look around.
What for? You don't think that...
Procedure. You see to your girls.
Stay here till Daddy's finished talking to these men.
Where's Mommy?
Everything's gonna be all right, sweetheart.
We would like Mommy to come home now, Dad.
What's the problem, Tarleton? Let him search. You got nothing to hide. Want to hear something funny, Tarleton? Some bums think going out.
Может, что-то сейчас найдем. Так, это, я так понял, детская комната. Что это такое? А, это рисунки какие-то.
If you'd excuse me, ladies.
Ага, сумка.
So she went out without her handbag?
Ух ты. А вот это уже интересно.
You can see if Pinker can match the impression to the crime scene.
Ну, рубашки тут нечего осматривать, а ну. Стой, подожди, 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 подожди. Ага. Ну, я сразу понял. Какой-то он подозрительный. Сразу, короче, его заподозрил, этого чувака.
I'll be out of your way momentarily, ladies.
Давай сейчас позвоним.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Can you run an address for a Bobby Ross? Then send some uniforms over.
Would you like him picked up?
No. Suspect says he was with Ross last night. We need to confirm the alibi.
I'll get a prowl car dispatched.
Thanks. For the record, Mr. Tarleton, what is your wife's name?
Teresa.
Возможные
Do you
подозреваемые.
have any idea why anyone would want to hurt your wife?
No. Everyone loved Teresa. She was so full of life. It can't be anyone who knew her.
So
Допустим,
you
истина.
want her dead.
No, I don't.
Алиби.
You said you went to a party at Bobby Ross's place?
That's right, Bobby had a bunch of people over. We were having a good time. She said she was bored and decided to leave.
Сомневаюсь.
You let your drunk wife leave the party and go off on her own?
Look, I was angry. I was having a good time. She has to go and ruin it. We always have to do what she wants to do. Last night she wanted to go dancing.
Any idea where?
Where she always goes. A bar down on North Beaudry Avenue. Baron's Bar. She goes there, drinks too much, gets maudlin, and calls me. I go and bring her home.
Душевное состояние жертвы.
Mr. Tarleton, was Teresa happy at home?
Yeah, I think she was.
Брешешь.
I think you're in an unhappy marriage, Lars. I think you're lying, and you would like to get it off your chest.
You telling me my wife was unhappy? What proof do you have of that?
Отпечатки ботинок.
Why aren't you out there trying to catch the person who did this?
Последний контакт с
When was
жертвой.
the last time you saw your wife?
Around 8:30. The card game at Bobby's was wrapping up. I played out my hand and drove home here. I paid the sitter and went to bed.
Why did you
Ну,
only
наверное,
report
истина.
missing this morning?
I thought she would have called up last night from the bar.
If
Даже
Bobby
не
Ross
знаю.
doesn't confirm your story, we are going to come back here and pick you up. This doesn't look good, Lars.
Только один правильный вопрос. Блин.
Appreciate your time, sir.
You believe this guy's story?
Kind of rings true.
А, ну бар. У барона. Поехали в бар. Ну что-то мне кажется, что это он, убийца. Вопросы, конечно. Блин, может его сразу можно было арестовать. Но один только правильный вопрос был. Приехали. Может, тут что-то интересное расскажут.
Gents, drink.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD.
I'm Benny Clough. This about Teresa Terrellson?
Yes, it is.
I heard about it on the radio. They're saying it was that Black Dahlia freak again? God damn it. Yeah, I rang that husband of hers. The babysitter said he was out.
If you don't mind, we have a few questions.
Последний контакт с жертвой.
What time did Teresa leave?
Around 10:30, I think.
Ну хорошо.
On foot, in a car, by bus? How was it?
She called for a cab.
Did you get the number?
Sure I did. I like Teresa. The only time she has a drink is when things aren't going so good at home. I was worried about her.
А, ну что это? Желтое такси. Ага.
Put out an APB on the cab. 3591. Should be traceable.
Подозреваемый мужского пола бродяг.
Who was she with? We've had reports about a tall, gaunt-looking hobo. He wasn't here last night?
I get plenty of bums in here, but nothing to fit that description.
You've never served him?
Not a chance. By the sound of it, he's the type of bum you send packing right when he walks through the door.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Clough. We'll take
Опять, блин, один из двух. Постоянно, блин, неправильные вопросы.
Ask him yourself.
LAPD, keep your seats, boys. This won't take a second.
А это что за хрен? Куда побежал?
LAPD, what are you running from, sir?
Вот сука. Да ё-моё.
I thought you were gonna leave me there.
Who knows what this guy will pull when he's cornered? We could have a killer on our hands.
Come on, Phelps.
Да быстрее, ты чё за машина такая?
I don't think the killer would be kicking back in the bar where he met the Vic in.
Listen, a creature of habit is your killer. For some reason, they're sticklers for routine. He's showing you how it's done.
Ну стреляй по колесам, давай.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close.
Ублюдок.
Hit him, Cole. Spit him out. I'll try to shoot out his tire. Wish me luck.
Вот сука. О!
Let's end this fight.
Давай, давай, выходи с машины. Отъездился.
Give it up, LAPD. Name.
Richard Bates. What is it you want?
I'll ask the questions. Firstly, why did you run?
I don't mix with cops if I can help it.
Контакт с жертвой.
Last night, you went drinking with a lady in the bar. Now she's dead. And your face is all messed up.
I'm in the clear on that. She preferred a sailor. You could lay it off on him. Are we finished?
Какой моряк.
Tell us about Teresa Terrellson.
What's to tell?
Перемещение
when you
жертвы.
left the bar?
Sailor boy laid one on me. A cheap shot. After that, I don't know.
Ну, сомнение.
You've done time, haven't you, Richard? Is that why you ran?
I'm on parole.
On what offense?
Sexual assault. Look, I was lying there on the sidewalk. He flags a cab and jumps in with the broad.
We're taking you in, Bates.
How come?
Опять один из
Just for
двух.
a chat. Nice private chat. I'll explain my theory of once a degenerate, always a degenerate.
Take him to Central. He's a material witness in a murder case. Find him a cozy cell.
Richard here knows the drill.
Ой, как же все, блин, непонятно.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an APB out on a yellow cab, number 3591. Ask dispatch to relay all sightings to car 11K.
No problem. I'll get on the radio.
Were there any incident reports filed in the vicinity of Barron's Bar on North Beaudry Avenue? We're tracking a sailor who was involved in a fight outside the bar.
I can check the reports, Detective. I have a message for you from Captain Donnelly. Message reads, James Jessup, U.S. Navy able seaman, has information relevant to your case. Jessup is currently being detained at Central Station.
Could be our man. Thanks for your help.
Когда-то уже такси найдут, блин, допроси Джеймса Джессопа. Ну, поедем сейчас в отделение, допросим его. Так. Ага, вот отделение, там, блин, куча каких-то еще точек. Я что-то не хочу туда ехать. Да диспетчер, иди в жопу. Сейчас не до тебя.
Garage on 7th Street. Let's hit it, Phelps. The cab driver might tie this whole thing together.
I hope you're right.
Ну а где такси? Куда оно движется? Так, подожди. Не, давай уже в отделение поедем. Ну ладно, поехали уже. Такси-то, блин. А, так он передвигается. О, блин. Чувака чуть не задавил.
Further on your ATV on yellow cab number 3591. Vehicle identified at Reggie's Cafe. heading north on Whitmer. KGPL clear.
Watch it, will you?
Car 11K, your suspect vehicle, yellow cab 3591.
Ага, вот такси, вижу.
LAPD, we're investigating a murder.
What's that got to do with me?
The fare you picked up from Barron's bar last night. What was the woman wearing?
It's a green dress. Oh, don't tell me something's happened to her.
Tell me about her.
She was with this sailor, and he was all over her. She wasn't having any of it. Said she just wanted to dance. But he had that look in his eye.
Where did you drop them off?
It's at the Crystal Ballroom.
What time?
After midnight. 12:30? Something like that.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
Well, that's gonna ruin my day.
Надо искать этого моряка. Куда сейчас поедем, а ну? В отделение поедем. Вот это отделение. И уже там хер знает сколько она записывала.
Thanks. What do you make of him?
Sailor on furlough who looks like he's in trouble and knows it.
О, моряк? А, ну подожди. Ага.
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. We know why you're here, Jessup. So it would be best if you answered our questions truthfully.
I don't want any trouble. That's why I'm here. I heard on the radio about this lady getting killed. I got leave from my CO to come down straight away.
So why did you kill her?
I didn't kill anyone. Look, you need to believe me.
Let's start at the beginning.
Контакт
You went to
жертвой.
Barron's bar. What time did you arrive?
I got a 24-hour pass. I got there around 7.
That's where you met Teresa Terrellson?
Sure. We had a couple of drinks.
Угу. Ну, истина, допустим.
She looked good in her green dress. Up close, she was a little older than I thought, but like I said, I only had a 24-hour pass.
You had a
Происшествие.
fist fight with Richard Bates over Mrs. Terrellson.
You met the guy? He's a creep. You should take a look at him for this.
Истина.
So you were defending Mrs. Terrellson's honor.
Yeah, something like that.
If your story doesn't check out, Jessup...
Блять, да почему неправильные?
Can you put the guy in 2 in a cell and inform the commander?
Sure, detective. Got a message for you. Sighting of your disfigured hobo on Grand between Temple and Sunset. And it looks like the Beau has a record too. He's wanted in connection with 2 female assaults.
Thanks.
Осмотреть лагерь бродяг. Так я ж уже вроде бы был там. Какой-то пиздец вообще.
Three suspects in the can and one on the hook. And still no hard evidence on any of them.
Лагерь бродяг. О, с дробашом уже идет. О, кстати, вот чел этот.
LAPD, we'd like a word with you.
Save it for someone who's interested. They're fascists. Come to move us on and steal what little we have left.
6 rounds won't get us far.
Easy mistake on the set. We need to hold out for the cavalry round.
How do we do that?
Like this.
Нифига себе.
You want your
killing make you feel powerful?
We need to fight for it! Joe Louis.
Так. Ну что с ним? Да блин. Готов.
What's your name?
Comrade Stalin.
Very funny. We'll find out from your personal effects.
Stuart Ackerman.
You're under suspicion for murder, Ackerman. We're taking you downtown.
You can't do anything more to me than what the Japanese have already done.
The Kremlin's over here, Phil. Toss it, see what you find.
А что это такое вот? Какой-то кошелек или что-то? Сумочка.
Ackerman doesn't look like much of a dancer.
Допросить Стюарта Эккермана. А, ну это ваш бомжа, блин. Да это он убийца, 100%, я тебе говорю. Газета. Ага.
Still working, Jack. I'm off to the Lighthouse Club in Santa Monica.
Hello, Jack.
Mr. Benson, this is Courtney Sheldon. He's a buddy of mine from the war.
Well, I'm sure you two will want to polish some old war stories. Good evening, Jack. Mr. Sheldon.
Good night, sir. Take a seat, Courtney.
We need your help, Jack.
I told you I would have nothing to do with that.
I'm fine too, Jack. Medical school's going well. I got a part-time job.
Do dope peddlers need part-time jobs?
We made a mistake and we're in trouble, Jack. A local gangster, Mickey Cohen, is putting on the squeeze.
So hand it over, walk away. What's stopping you?
We had a deal with them, that they would dole it out slowly. They said they would supply abortion clinics and doctors, but they've been moving it on to addicts, and they can't cope with the purity.
So your problem is with gangsters being dishonest.
My problem is that people are dying, and that if this gets back to us, we'll all end up in jail.
So how am I supposed to help, Courtney? This isn't the war. I can't just wave a magic wand and clean up your mess.
We want you to negotiate, Jack.
The only thing these guys understand is force, Sheldon. They got to the top back east by proving to be more vicious than the English, the Irish, and the Dutch. They make their own laws. That's the nature of a secret society. For God's sake, Courtney, you want to be a doctor. How can you fight with that?
We are better trained, Jack.
I didn't make it through the war to come back to this kind of shit, Sheldon.
Надо теперь допросить этого бомжа. Найди на газете 413. О, а им тут весело, офигеть.
The husband has an alibi, but no real motive other than neglect. Jessup's alibi checks out. Bates is a recidivist. He'll be pulling the same stick until we put him away for good. Ackerman has history, opportunity, hard evidence. What motive?
We have the evidence. We know she was here. All we need is a confession. We can charge the bum with murder.
Короче, мы еще что-то не досмотрели дома у этого дурачка, блин. Как его там, Тальтон или не помню. Потому что я ничего не могу делать. Не могу допросить этого урода, блин. Я не знаю, что-то тут еще надо найти. Кстати, веревка, вот, подожди.
Looks like a match with the ligature marks.
Central was our last stop. The evidence is airtight. We worked through the interview, the hobo eats gas.
О! Вот теперь надо допрашивать его уже. Все. Ну, поехали. Ну, идем допрашивать этого маньяка.
Ackerman, you were in the Marines. How do you know? The Corps selected big guys for flamethrower duty. That's how you got the burns.
Life expectancy was 5 minutes for a guy in flamethrower detail. What kind of a government puts weight like that on a man's shoulders?
You'll get no argument from me. It was a heavy load.
You feeling sorry for this smelly fuck?
Ага. Мотив убийства.
Why did you kill Mrs. Terrellson?
I have no recollection of the people I have killed.
Ну как это ты не помнишь? Конечно, ложь.
Are you denying that you strangled Mrs. Terrellson with a length of rope?
I'm not denying anything. You have to have proof, lackey.
Ну а доказательства... Это... Кусок окровавленной веревки.
We found a matching piece of rope in your lean-to. I think we'll find the blood will match too.
I own no property. How could it belong to me?
A bus driver dropped Mrs. Terrellson near your camp around 2 a.m. Why did you take her up to the hill?
Which hill? I have many places. I go where I please.
Ну не знаю, давай выберем сомнение.
You are clearly insane, Ackerman. The state of California does not execute mental patients.
I don't know the names of the women I've killed, but I've killed many of them.
Он сумасшедший.
Their necks are so fragile.
Stuart Ackerman, I am charging you with the murder of Teresa Terrellson.
Все. Посиди, блин.
A man down on his luck I can abide. But a filthy red who chooses to live outside the rules of society I cannot stomach. Maybe poor Teresa Terrellson will provide the catalyst we need. I've spoken to the chief and the mayor, and I think it's time we send some men in to remove the godless and send them on their way over the county line. A grand day that will be, gentlemen. And a grand result you have brought me. You two are fast becoming my finest crusaders.
Наконец-то раскрыли, блин, дело. Фу. Найдено улик 12 из 17, и правильных вопросов только 6 из 13. Нанесенный ущерб автомобилям. Ни хрена себе. Еще и городу нанесли ущерб. Если бы жертву удалось опознать иным способом, вам бы не пришлось носиться по всему городу.
And now my heart, a blazing
Убийство секретарши. Чего же на этот раз придумает? А это что за чел?
Of course we will look into it. Yes, I'm aware that it's an election year. Keep a hold of your hat, Counselor. Now is not the time to lose your nerve. It would appear that someone has hocked a rose gold wedding ring and matching engagement ring. Sound familiar?
Deirdre Muller.
Press the pawnbroker and see what you can find out. The address is 348 South Main Street. The Muller case goes before the grand jury next week, and the DA does not want any egg on his face. Then get out to the railroad depot on Santa Fe Avenue. We have another poor unfortunate found this morning beside a railroad line. 40-year-old white woman.
Right, Skipper.
Новый фигурант дела. Ага. Новое место. Ага, улика, заложенные кольца.
Another body and Deirdre Muller's ring. The Emperor may soon have to come to terms with the fact that he's wearing no clothes.
Exactly. Did you get that book of riddles shoved up your ass, Phelps? Is that what your old man paid college tuition for?
Ну что, давай уже на этом закончим. Так что ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь на канал, нажимайте на колокольчик, выберите все уведомления, пишите комментарии, все ссылки на донат на все будут в описании. На этом у меня все. Всем пока.